are inside the UTRGV field house, headed to set 2. UTRGV picked up the opening set, but it was very competitive by a margin of 25-22. Jada, we knew this was a New Orleans team that hit really well. It's a New Orleans team that was on the uptick, and they really showed some fight before falling to UTRGV in that opening set.
Yeah, from the get-go, they started off really strong. In fact, they scored the very first point of the game on a kill, and it was to the really deep zone for UTRGV. But UTRGV quickly tried to get back in the game, find a pacing, and they did. But there were so many lead changes and just ties in this match already. In that first set, 12 ties, 9 lead changes. So a lot of good volleyball we've seen so far, but UTRGV needs to clean up their serve receive and also execute more on the hitting game. But the Privateers, too, also cleaning up the serve receive and also figuring out more spot options.
The Privateers end up out hitting UTRGV 206-150 in that opening set, but really the difference in the set was what happens at the service line. Vaqueros end up with 5 service aces compared to just 1 by the Privateers. Vaqueros also have some advantage on the block as well. Juliana Bryant was dominant. Vaqueros out blocking the Privateers by a margin of 4-1. It's those small things that win sets. The Vaqueros came away with that opening 25-22 victory.
And even block-wise, too, so defensively at the net, UTRGV has 4 blocks, New Orleans only with 1. So that defensive wall, to prevent the ball from going over on the other side to begin with, is a founding and stepping stone to figure out the next option for your team. But it starts with getting those good first pass-ups and figuring out what can we do to now, in return, figure out a rhythm and execute on it.
Opening serve of set 2 is going to belong to the Privateers. That'll be Defne Eciroglu.
Now serving number 8, Defne Eciroglu.
And the opening point will belong to UTRGV. They'll take the lead now in set 2 at 1-0.
Yeah, very quickly that tempo already started with a slow speed tap by Sneed in the middle.
Costantini now to take the serve for UTRGV. Little push over there from Kennan. Cipriani with the strike. Vaqueros back-to-back strikes to open the set, now up 2-0.
Yeah, Cipriani taking care of the ball at the net, putting it in between the block and letting it roll off the fingertips of Williams and Sapp.
Costantini continuing her service. There's a swing from Sapp, dug out. Nanu into the block, point. UTRGV now up 3-0.
And UTRGV has done a really good job using the block to their advantage, so getting points off tooling.
Costantini continuing her long service here. Sapp in the middle, off the block and down. There's a point for the Privateers, now at 3-1 UTRGV.
And that's because Sapp had a double block in front of her too already formed, but she comes in from the back row, but then she quickly becomes a middle, and UTRGV just not expecting it.
Sapp now to serve. Sneed in the middle, that one's down, but it is just out. Point to the Privateers there within 1 at 3-2. We may get a challenge here from Todd Lowry. Indeed, we will.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a challenge on the floor.
Vaqueros think that one was touched.
Yeah, on that last play, we saw UTRGV's number 2 in pink, Aaliyah Sneed, get up for a middle kill, and she does a nice cross-cut shot. And it looked like initially it did fall inside the court, and that's what the ref said, the line judges, but then the ref on the stand said otherwise, as he has the over an official ruling.
Yeah, the up official tapped himself on the chest before making that call. So we'll get another look at what happened here. Here's our replay angle. That could have been touched a couple times perhaps there.
Well, that ball clearly...
And it looks like it's in on top of that.
Yeah, that looks in. Shout out to our replay staff for this nice angle. Sneed gets up, the ball's dropping, she gets on top of it. Great height, by the way, too. And it clips the right side of Eciroglu for the Privateers, but I think that ball might be in. We have a consensus.
Ladies and gentlemen, after further review, the call is reversed. Point, Vaqueros.
That point will go to UTRGV. That's a big point because it puts the Vaqueros now up by 2 at 4-1.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot different of a pace of speed of the game from the Privateers than how we saw them start this last set.
There's a heavy swing from Williams. Another swing from Sapp. Tapped over, Vaqueros looking for a pancake, they'll get it. But I believe Sneed was in the net. They'll give the point there to the Privateers. Back to within 2 at 4-2.
Such high energy and defensive skill from both teams that we've seen a lot of good things happening, and it's still early in the second set, so things can still switch up, but the Privateers not going down without a fight.
Here's the next service from Peyton Cole. Cipriani gets that one over dugout. Heavy swing here from Williams, but it's just out. Point UTRGV sends that lead to 5-2.
And that's the thing, whenever you have really nice form blocks on the other side of you, you have no option but to kind of get forced to choose a different shot that you want. So the best shot for Williams probably would have been a line, but because the set and because the block establishment pushed her to the outside, she had no choice.
Cabranes to serve, but she'll serve that one out. Point to the Privateers at 5-3.